Amplify Science Plate Motion Engineering Internship, Chapter 1, Day 7, Composing Proposal Outlines. So once again, the lesson brief has any materials that you see that you need access to outside of class, or if you need to review something. But we enter in, as always, in the warm-up stage, takes us out to the Futura workspace. I'm going to hop over to the workspace really quick. So I want to point out in today's activity, there are two things listed. There's an outline individual and an outline group. So you always begin day 7 message, take notes for the day, title it, give it a subject, figure out what it is you need to do in terms of tasks and list them on that note. But then as you get into the lesson, after we review what it is you're going to do, you are going to pick one of these two options, either group or individual. If you're going to do this as a group, sit at one Chromebook. You're welcome to have others open, but you're going to work together to fill in on one Chromebook, and you're going to choose the group. If you're working by yourself, choose the individual. I really don't think it matters whether you do individual or group if you're by yourself. I just wanted to make sure that those are there so nothing goes wrong and you have a chance to, show what you know. So now I'll hop back over and talk about what it is we actually want to do. As we look at this, first off, you need to know that proposals are long. They are writing. You produce something in writing that explains your choices and rationale behind why you made the choices you made and the quality of your product. You're not going to be there standing in front of these people. They're going to read your proposal and decide whether they want to move forward with you as a group and your solution. So you really need to be precise in your writing, scientific in your writing. You need to take your time. So you should know we're only working on sections of this at a time. This is not a sit down and blow through the whole thing in 10 minutes and say, I'm done. If you do, the results are probably going to be less than what you would want them to be. So first up, they present to us design decisions. This is the most important part. Why did you choose what you did? At this point, you should have an optimal design, a design that you feel is your best effort as a group or an individual. And now you get to explain why you stopped. Why didn't you keep going? Why is this where you're sending this in as the best option? Okay. So they give you some ideas there based on feedback you've received. And this is how it's going to be judged. What you see on the screen, needs improvement, developing, proficient, or excels, is the feedback you're going to get. In other words, how you're going to be evaluated by them. Okay. And we'll take a look at how you accomplish those things. But notice in the wording, the first thing they offer is evidence, statements of evidence. How are you backing this up? Are you just based on how you feel or what you like, or do you actually have evidence from your tests, from the dossier, from things we've been doing? You are the expert. What evidence are you using to make your choices? That is the most important thing. So types of evidence, as you go through the sections of this proposal, do you provide final results? Okay. And here in the table, you can see that the optimal design, they provide a wait time. Then they mention their goal was 60 minutes or greater and how close they came to that goal. And once again, goals are to be set. It's not like you're always going to meet them. You don't lower your goals just to ensure that you meet them. There's something you're striving for, and you may or may not get there, but in this case, they got close. You could also compare to another design. Look, this design is better than the other design, and this is why. Or if another design had better results, but it came at a cost. In the example here, we had 75 minutes, but it was too expensive. So it's not going to work. We had to bring down the wait time to save money. And then what background research did you do? What did you learn from the articles in the dossier or from your iterative testing? Were there patterns? Hey, each time we tested and did this, we ended up with better results. So that's why we did this. Okay. You do have paperwork on the back table. In other words, an outline where you can fill this in. This carries over from day 6. But you want to be very structured in your approach. Take your time, think through each of the parts of the proposal because you're going to be assessed on those areas. Okay, so today, again, you're laying out your plan and beginning to fill in your proposal. When it gets near the end of the period, always go back to your future workspace, check out your daily notes, make sure you've accomplished what you need to. This will continue on for the next number of days, this cycle of circling back, looking at your results, improving your proposal, and then you'll finally submit it for final evaluation. And that is day 7.